What's up, everybody? Welcome back to My Twisted Life of TV. I am Poetry. You are here for another recap and review of Love and Marriage Detroit. Did I say that right this time? I said it right this time. Again, child, I don't know what the name of this episode is. I want to say it's episode 4, though. I could be wrong. Anyway, we're going to just jump right on into it. I am totally here for... Oh, I got one earring in. Am I supposed to put... For Kristina. This particular episode, I'm totally here for Kristina. This particular episode, I don't think she was in the wrong. Y'all let me know what y'all thought, especially by the time we get to the end of this doggone recap. So, first of all, we're going to pick up right where we left off last week. Let me get this earring in my damn ear. It won't fit. Don't fall out of my ear. Oh, it's on there. Okay, we're going to pick up right where we left off last week, right? We on the boat ride with Anthony, Latoya, and their two friends. Anthony is all up in his feelings, feeling real bad because he feels like Latoya made him out to be a deadbeat in regards to her family. And that her family just kind of jumped on the bandwagon to support her. I think that's what happened too. But that's typically what normally happens, is that they side with a family member. I know you've been married to her for 14 years and we treat you like a son, but she is our child. And I think, let's listen to this whole conversation go down, the conversation he had with her dad later on. I believe that's exactly what happened. Anthony, for the lack of family, he kind of leans on her family for all his type of support, I'm not sure what happened with his parents. I think he said his parents are dead. His grandmother that I think helped raise him, she's gone. And she was the one that used to ride for him, and he doesn't have that type of support. So he leans on her family. He thinks of her dad as his dad. Her sister is his sister. He has a real attachment to this family, right? Latoya says that, her family don't choose sides. They choose the side of right instead of the side of wrong, or what they feel is right or going to be right for the family. But Anthony feels kind of hurt, that nobody on that side of the family stood with him. They all seem to gang up on him in his decision to go to Atlanta. But yeah, girl, your family sided with you. Your family sided with you. And she said that there was an air of confusion. There was no confusion. Your family was 100% in the understanding that I was abandoning my family. There was no confusion on that point. You explained that to them thoroughly. That's how. And nobody came. I think the daddy came to him with judgment, so to speak, saying, "Okay, I want to know what's going on because what I'm hearing ain't good." Okay. In the end, he still sided with Latoya as far as where he needed to be in his marriage. The dad seems to be still I would say the matriarch of the family. So even though Anthony's the head of his family, the daddy's still over them. The daddy still got say-so in their marriage on what's supposed to go down. He said he's the one that's responsible for making sure the whole family unit runs like a fine oiled machine. That's what the daddy said. Okay. One of the things that I did notice, though, between Bishop Duncan and Kolby Daddy, I forgot his name, I can't stand him, whoever he is, that bishop. Kolby Daddy. It seems that Kolby Daddy rides with Russell, the one that's not his child, simply because he's a man. That's simply why he's doing it. He's a man, not only just a man, but a man of the cloth. The man being led by God, okay? And Kolby just basically supposed to play her position. Be a submissive wife and just fall in line with whatever her husband's supposed to do. That's how Kolby's dad presented himself to me. Okay. Latoya's daddy, he don't give Anthony that same respect. I think he's like, this is my daughter. My daughter's the one to be considered. And you can't do whatever you want if my daughter's not involved. If my daughter doesn't have a say, if she don't want you to do it, then you don't fucking do it. You know what I'm saying? But in the end, let go and let God. Okay, that's basically what he said. With Kolby is meeting up with her friend Chelsea. Another damn Chelsea. Kristina's friend name was Chelsea. This friend name was Chelsea, right? I'm like, how many fucking Chelsea's gonna be in the show? And Latoya bringing in Chelsea too, it's gonna get on my doggone nerves. Anywho, Chelsea is gonna help Russell throw a surprise birthday party for her 30th birthday. I'm concerned because he don't want to send out invites right now. And if it was me and I'm that person that's supposed to be coming, surprise, I may not be there. Like, I don't do birthday event parties or events such as no grand extravagant events like this unless there's a schedule in place. You can't just pop something up on me last minute and expect me to show up. So I hope that they friends have a more open schedule than what I would do. I don't care if my schedule is me laying in the bed doing nothing. You ain't finna tell me the day before, oh, we throwing a surprise party for Kolby come through. No, poetry won't be there. Poetry won't be there. Anywho, this is where we hear about the social collab. So Chelsea goes up to Kolby's little space and they talking about the collab. Kolby's trying to put on an event that is going to feature a lot of local influencers and a lot of local brands. One of the brands said that she was down to do it. However, Kristina already doing the same thing. And she had already asked her to do it, which she had already agreed to. Now, Kolby girl, this sounds shady as fuck to me. This sounds hella shady to me. Here I am defending you, and Kristina was even defending you, against Brandon's allegation that you were copying off of her. And you doing exactly what he said you was doing. And I'm starting to look sideways at you right now. So Kristina's having this event, including brands and influencers, and she already got this one lady locked in. This lady tell you that Kristina already got her, but if y'all willing to work together, she'll go ahead and do it with you, right? And Kolby is like, hey, that's my sister, my friend. She ain't gonna have no problem with this. We cool. Let's go ahead and move forward, right? Let me reach out to her and tell her what's up. Wait. You being foul. First of all, you speaking for Kristina. Just because y'all friends or y'all cool doesn't mean that Kristina's gonna want to do it. And then you saying you reached out to her to tell her what's up, not ask her permission to go forward with it, or because that's what this brand is basically telling you. I'm already working with Kristina, so if y'all agree to work together, then I can work with you as well. That's what she told her. Okay, she said she sent the message over to Kristina, and Kristina was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not understanding. I'm confused. Okay, and you confused? Why Kristina confused? I'm confused. It don't make no sense to me. She probably mentioned it to you before, and now it sounds like you asking her to be a part of an event that she was already working on. That's what it sounds like to me. As if the whole thing was your idea. Okay, and she says that she had discussed collabing with Kristina before. Is this the collab that you had discussed with her before? That's what I'm curious about, because if it is, then it does sound like you biting off her. Okay. Anywho, Brandon still ain't took his black ass home. He ain't went home yet. And I'm like, Love should have brought your ass home last night. Well, apparently Love should have brought your ass home the whole weekend. He been gone the entire freaking weekend. Okay? It's the freaking weekend, baby. I'm about to have me some fun. That's the type of life he was living. So, Kristina has set up a counseling session with her mentors or marriage counselors or whatever they were. And she's hoping that Brandon shows up. Okay? They haven't spoken to each other this entire weekend. Like I said, he ain't even about to call about the damn kids or nothing. He ain't spoke to her this entire doggone weekend. He slumps his way into the house. He don't even bother to speak. He don't speak. You ain't sleep with her last night. Didn't your grandmama tell you you speak when you come into a house? And if I didn't sleep with you last night, you better speak to me. You just walked into a house and you didn't speak to your own wife. Okay? He sit down in church, slump down next to her and whatever. She said something to him and he still didn't want to acknowledge her. He didn't even look her in the face. He didn't even look her in the face to the very end when he tried to get that little nasty kiss from her. Oh. So they sitting there and they talking to this counselors, and like I said, he's sitting there all just slumped through like the life had been sucked out of him. You know how to look at toys on Toy Story do when Andy come in the room and they all playful and everything, and as soon as she come in, that's how he was sitting there looking like, man, I just can't with him. I absolutely cannot with him, right? So Brandon starts off telling them that they their issue started when his boy was showing support of him getting back into his relevant state that he was in his business before marriage. Now, mind you, when they started this conversation off, the counselor said, well, y'all weren't speaking to each other for a while, and then now y'all start speaking again. How are things going? And then Brandon said it got worse. Though they speak to each other every 2 weeks, it's only been a week now that we've been filming. And you already started off this session with your counselor telling you that y'all was already not speaking before. What the fuck was that about? So this is ongoing, lingering issues here. That's why Brandon was so in his motherfucking feelings when they was recording him in the studio, like, I don't want to be on camera. Remember I told y'all that? He looking like, I don't want to be filmed. That's exactly how he was feeling, because they had just had beef that we didn't know about. Okay? And now, according to Brandon, it's worse. They looked shocked. Hell, Kristina even looking to take back. I don't know why she looked taken back, but she did. Okay, so he explaining that that's what their issue was, and that's where their problem began. And the bishop is like, okay, Kristina, tell me what's going on from your point of view. And so Kristina say, she didn't say this all started when my friend or his boy was showing support. Kristina started with, this is how it make me feel. I felt belittled. Okay, and then she starts to explain that he accused her of not supporting him and holding his career back. That's where the conversation began. I'm gonna start over for y'all. That ain't where it started either. The conversation began when Brandon lied about the fact that he was at the club. That's where it began, okay? And then from there, that's when it transitioned over to where you just ain't supporting me and my dreams. I want to be out in the club making money, and you ain't doing this, that, and third, and you insecure. My bad, y'all. She ain't insecure. He mocking her, belittling her, chastising her, letting his friends jump down her damn throat at the same doggone time, because he felt like he was doing something and that she was like really oppressing him in this relationship. Okay, but she said I felt unsafe in that moment. I felt unprotected. I felt belittled. He made it seem like he didn't want to be married to me, like he would have been better off not marrying me, like he resented marrying me in the first place, right? Look, I'm all here for black love. I am, but when it's reciprocated. I do not think Brandon loves you. I don't think Brandon even likes you. I think Brandon is tolerating you for this moment because, again, he don't want to look like the bad guy and break up the relationship. She said that was one of the moments in the whole situation that really caused her pause, is the fact that he said he didn't want to deal with this marriage no more. And he turns it around and says, you said the same thing. She's like, no, I told you if you wanted to be done, then you could be done. I didn't say I wanted to end it. From what we've heard or what they showed us, Kristina is the one who wants the marriage, which I keep saying it over and over again. I don't understand why, right? But he don't like that girl. He don't. I don't think he love her. And if that's what he considers love, then his love is not healthy. It's not at all. He blames her for all of his inadequacies, all of his failures, all of his inability to climb to the top of whatever ladder he trying to climb. He blames her. Okay? And now he's trying to turn it on her to make it seem like you wanted one out of this marriage. That ain't nothing that she's ever said. Ain't nothing she's ever said. Okay? Like I said last week, I hope Kristina was watching. This man is waiting on you to say, fine, you can go if you want to. And you know that she didn't say that she wanted to be done with that marriage too, because if she would have, Brandon would have been gone. That's all he waiting on is a moment. All he waiting on is a reason, right? She'd been gone. What am I on? Okay, so the mentors, they like, look here, pointing fingers ain't healthy at all. Pointing fingers ain't healthy. And I'm sitting here like, I can't stand counselors. I told you I finally found a therapist that I like. I don't even think she's my therapist no more. I cannot stand counselors because they usually won't call people on their bullshit, right? Especially in the couple session, they usually find a way to convince the victim that they need to set things right or try harder or suppress what they thinking or feeling to try to accept what the other person is saying or doing. And I was waiting on this BS to come from them, but they did say accountability is key. Y'all need to stop the blame game and start having accountability for your actions without necessarily saying, Brandon, you need to have accountability for action. That's what I'm waiting on, right? Brandon sat there and told another lie, like I said, about her wanting their marriage to be over. And then he decided to give her this fake ass apology. That apology was as fake as the first one. I think this is the third time he's gave her an apology, and I don't believe it's sincere at all. They just didn't show the confessional afterward where he claimed that he didn't have no fault in it, where he wasn't to blame. He didn't feel like he did anything wrong. They just didn't show that this time. Yeah, that apology was fake as fuck too, girl. So we head to church with Anthony and Latoya. Lord, we got to hear the bishop preach, okay? I don't think Latoya like her husband much either. I don't either. Now y'all know how I feel about Anthony. I don't think Latoya like her husband. I'm not married to Anthony. It's something about Latoya that rubs me the wrong fucking way. I think she two-faced, just as her husband is. They two peas in a pod. Okay. It's almost like she has a power struggle in her marriage. He tries to prove he's the man. That's basically what he does, right? And then she undermines him to show him that he ain't. That's exactly what I'm getting from them. It's like she's not emasculating him, but she puts him down. She puts him down in a nice, nasty way. That's the funny part, though. It actually ain't even funny, but in a nice, nasty way. It's almost like what I put out here. It's like she's saying to him, I don't need you, but you better be here for me. That's what I get from Latoya. That's what I get from her too. So I describe him as like the bald-headed stepchild of the family. You know, he's seeking approval from her family. He wants them to love her because, you know, he came into this family. He's an extended part of this family, but he ain't really family. He ain't blood family. That's what I'm saying. So he trying to always get their support, their encouragement, their approval. And she was trying to encourage him to have a conversation with her dad, and he was like, no, I'm cool, I'm done with it, I don't want to talk about it no more. She's like, evidently you don't, you got all emotion, you're just crying about it. It's almost in a way she's kind of teasing him about the fact that he crying, almost saying, you're crying, what the fuck you crying for? That's what I'm feeling from her, right? But I really think that this whole conversation was just for her daddy to set him in place again. That's what I really think this whole conversation was about. Okay, so where am I at? Russell. Am I there? What am I missing? Oh, so the daddy and him talked. And daddy stood firm on what he believed the interpretation of the situation was. Anthony needed to be there for his kids. He needed to step up. And the fact that the children were in school and his son was dealing with something in school, that lets me know it wasn't at the height of the pandemic, because the kids were not even going to school. They were taken out of school at the height of the pandemic. And he was back in school, but he was dealing with a lot of issues with school, and he really needed his father to be there. Granddaddy would pick him up from school, and sometimes the boy would be crying and emotional just like his daddy. Okay? And he needed him to teach him how to be a man. How to work through that situation. That's pretty much what it is. I mean, he did kind of end on a positive note, though, with the positive note being, I trust that God is going to lead you where you need to be. Okay. So, Russell, he ever at the gym, he meeting with the co-owner, and I had already told you, I already thought that the gym was a good idea, right? And that Kolby should support him in this endeavor. He do have the common sense to go down there to the gym to get a feel of the daily operation, talk to the owner, see what he get himself into, because he's really not, you know, he's a businessman, but he's never been in this type of business. I think the main problem is that Kolby isn't there. Okay. This actually would have been a good time for him to bring her into the room to help her be more comfortable with the idea, especially since he's stressing that this is a family business. And he even told the guy, the owner, that he has to talk with his wife about what he learned today, because this is a family decision, you know. But one of the things that Kolby brought up about that she's concerned, it's his time commitment that's going to be taken away from the family if he decides to go into this, right? And listen to the owner, Jermaine. He was saying it took him at least 2 to 3 years to find some balance. So don't think you're just going to come in here and collect some coins and think you're going to go on about your day. No, it's going to take some time. It's going to take some commitment from you in order to do this. And being that he's already going to divinity school, he already runs his own company, he going to be stressed. And it's going to be a stress that he's not sure that it's going to be a stress that they probably shouldn't put on the family right now. So in that sense, I can see where Kolby was coming from. Because I remember I was like, well, why is this not a good time? And my brain was thinking strictly financial, but yeah, the time commitment to start off a new business, even though it is a functional operation, he still has to get in and make sure that he can keep things running appropriately, dealing with customers, dealing with vendors, things of that nature, dealing with landlords or whatever that they renting from. And it's an Anytime Fitness, so he got to deal with the franchise itself. Because Anytime Fitness is not just like a local gym, it is a big franchise, so he got to deal with the franchise fee. There's a lot of things that he got to learn, and he's not gonna be able to just walk in the door and say, here, I got a manager running this, and go forth, right? So yeah, he should have brought Kolby into that conversation, and I think that's gonna be an issue for them, right? Because he's gonna have to invest as much time as he is money into this situation. So Anthony decided that because they haven't had a good time with each other in the past few days, that he wanted to go skating. So he wanted to take them over to the east side where he grew up at. Everybody else is like, oh, you got us over here in the ghetto, in the hood. Child, I love skating. I used to. Anyway, it's been a while since I've been. And he said the same thing. It's been a while since any of them have had some fun, and any of them been on some skates. So this should be a fun time getting back out there. I never learned how to skate backwards, y'all. That's like one of my deepest regrets. My mama knew how to skate backwards. I don't know if Keita knew how to skate backwards or not, but I never learned. I was cold. I was cold going forward. Had my little crazy legs going, doing my little routines. I was cold going forward, but I could not go backwards for shit. And I always thought backwards skaters was so fucking smooth with it. Just smooth with it, y'all. Just, ooh. Back in the day, if I met a dude at the skating ring and he could skate, especially if he could skate backwards, he could get it. I don't care what his face looked like, he could get it. I love a smooth skater, baby. I love a smooth skater. But I broke my ankle back in 2008, and I ain't been right since on the skates. I wasn't as smooth as I used to be. My balance was off once I finally I think I broke my ankle in 2008, and then 2000, probably about 10 or 11 is when I got back on skates again, because I didn't have any mobility in my ankle at first. And then when I went to Costa Rica, oh my God, that was like a horrible experience skating. Not for me though, the people that's around me. I don't care what I have never seen it. People from the Midwest and people from Atlanta, if I look at skating videos and inside the rink itself, these are the only people that I actually see skate to the music. Everybody else be flying around that bitch top speed, 1,000 miles an hour. And I'd be like, what are y'all skating to? It could be a slow song, it could be a fast song, and they just... I can't stand it. It's this couple dudes they be showing on Instagram. They skate together. People really like them because they think that they be getting it. Why they going so damn fast? Why are you all this extra quick movement on the slow chick? You're supposed to lay into the pocket when you skating it. I'm telling you, I don't know if it's a Midwest thing, and plus ATL. ATL is the only other place I've seen people skate to the beat other than the Midwest. Costa Rica, Everybody was flying top speed around there. I had to skate in the middle just to try to get my groove on. It was one situation, child. I was off to the side. I was sitting on the benches, and some lady came in at me like a fucking locomotive, baby. Hit right into me. 1,000 miles an hour. I swear. She couldn't turn. She didn't know how to turn because she's going too fast. She didn't know how to stop it. You don't know how to use the stopper on the damn skate? Baby, I was her stopper. I ain't went skating since. That was 2015. I have not went skating since. And I want to go. But I know since it's been so many years since I've been on the skate now, oh, it's going to be hell to pay Captain. It's going to be terrible. Anywho, so what am I at? Whew. Okay, so everybody shows up Kolby and Russell didn't show up together, and they on her head about where your man at. You don't know where your man at? She's like, I don't know where he at. I haven't seen him today. He had meeting after meeting after meeting, but I don't know where he at. He walks right in while they was having this conversation, and they go off to get some skates, and so he like excited to tell her about what happened at the gym, and she like, hold up, what you mean you had a meeting at the gym? It became a problem. It became a big problem. Now, I told y'all that was going to be an issue that he didn't take her. So I 100% understand what she is saying. I'm supposed to be part of this conversation. I already had a conversation with you once about putting me on the back burner, not making me a priority when you're making decisions about the family as a whole. I already had an issue with that. Include me in the conversation. We already talked about this, and here you go doing it again. At the same time, though, she's like, well, he said he was thinking about the gym. Now he didn't have meetings about it. What he had a thought? What you supposed to do? Just sit on the thought, not do nothing else with it? He's not going to explore the opportunity to see if it's a good fit for him. It makes sense for him to go and have meetings about the fucking gym. And like he said, there's going to be conversations you're not going to be a part of. One, he at that gym all the time. So if he see the owner and he have a conversation, he know he going to have some talks about this gym that you're not going to be a part of. And he going to include you in it on the back end. It's going to happen. But the biggest thing for me was that he had been trying to tell you about it, and then you made it a fucking issue. Let the man explain what the fuck was going on. Y'all never even got the whole tea about what he learned at the gym because you want to argue about the fact that you wasn't there. I mean, he conceded and said, okay, I agree with you. I'm going to make sure that you invited to the meetings, this, that, and the third. She probably going to be the one end up running the fucking gym anyway. And that's what we basically got out the whole conversation. She got that out the conversation too. So, the brothers, they having a meeting, or they having a conversation out on the floor. And what's that boy named Anthony brings up the man's empowerment thing, that they're going to get together. He want to make sure that the bros are included on there, right? So Anthony said, no, he was, Brandon said he was down, but he want to focus on the showcase right now. So y'all ever watch Growing Up Hip Hop? On the Growing Up Hip Hop LA version, I have only seen about maybe 7 episodes, but on this particular episode, they threw a showcase. It was like Eazy-E, and some other people, and they got labels. So these small labels are bringing together their artists in this showcase, and they putting on a performance. And from that showcase, the judges or other industry people were in the audience. They offered the winner a record deal or contract, something like that, studio time, whatever. They offered him something because they won. The way that Brandon was explaining it, they're going to put together a showcase. He's going to make sure he include his artist, Nyjah. Why he had to specify Nyjah? If you bring an artist, you bring an artist. Who cares who you bring in? Brandon, Anthony ain't got no artist. Russell ain't got no artist. So why you have to specify what artist you bring in? But he wants to put together this doggone showcase. And he's going to allow whoever gets the contract to be considered the winner of the showcase. So, yeah. Interesting, right? Russell made a comment though that where was I at? Russell made a comment that he need to make sure that he tell his wife about all the damn artists because he don't want to be caught up in their bullshit again. You know, so we go over to the ladies, and Kolby sits down and says to Kristina, you know, I've been trying to reach out to you to discuss some things in regarding business. And Kristina, you know, she wouldn't apologize. Told her, look, I've been going through some stuff. I needed to separate myself. I need to distance myself. I needed a fucking moment, right? I need a moment. Okay. And Kolby said, well, you could have just said that. You could have sent the text back saying that I'm dealing with my husband, this, that, and the third, and I need some time away, and I would have understood. And Kolby says, Kristina says, well, your text message wasn't regarding my mental state, my well-being. You know, I responded back to that first one saying I didn't understand what your text message was about. But I needed to disengage. I needed to separate myself, and my mental state was my priority. The way that I felt at this moment was my priority, not business. And so Kolby said, well, you know, I'm always looking for a business opportunity. So I know y'all was going through some things, but that's so fucking insensitive. That is rude and insensitive as fuck. You sitting here saying you know your friend going through some things with her husband. The first time you reach out to her ain't got nothing to do with how you doing, girl. You all right? You need me? You need me to shoulder lean on? Your first thing is, hey, I want to work with this brand. And I want you to collab working with this brand with me. That's your first conversation. And Kristina like, what the fuck you talking about? Because Kristina said the conversations that they had about collaborations had to do with vlogging, like the day of your life type of vlogs, or had to do with fashion videos. It didn't have nothing to do with putting on events, right? So she was confused. But she does admit that she did not respond to the second text message. And I guess asking for more clarity. Kolby said that she called her a couple times, and Kristina like, I don't remember you calling me. But I did disconnect, so I'm gonna say that I did disconnect, right? So from what Kolby originally explained to Chelsea, it sounds like what Kristina is saying is more accurate. Although what Kolby said was accurate too, as far as what the brand said, that she already had talked to Kristina. Kristina was already working with her. That is true also, but the collaboration idea, that came from the brand. This is not something that you came up with. The brand told you, I'm already working with Kristina. If you can work together, then I will work with you. And you said, oh, that's my girl. Oh yeah, she ain't gonna have no problem doing this. I'm gonna call her and reach out to her and let her know. That's what you said. That's not how business works. And if she already got an arrangement with this girl, you really are kind of stepping on her toes and speaking for her when she ain't spoke for her damn self, right? Kristina's like, Kolby told Kristina she being selfish. I don't think so. You being selfish right now, Kolby. You being hella selfish right now. Kristina's not being selfish. Kolby wanted her to say, oh, I'm working with this brand. You need to jump on it with me. Kristina say, what brand deals have you ever did that for me? What brands have you pitched that you pitched with the idea that me and Kristina are going to make money off of this, that me and Kristina are going to work together? And your answer was none. Not a single one. So why do you think that she should have said, oh, I'm working with this brand, let me include Kolby on this? She was like, well, you didn't call me to find out. Why would she have called you? And if Kristina has already secured a brand deal with this particular person, why would she need to be calling you talking about what collab that me and you working on together? I don't have no collab with you. I'm going through some stuff right now, and that's not my priority. My collab is already solidified with the brand. So, but Kolby need to move forward. She want to make sure she get her business order running. You know what I'm saying, like that? Y'all not partners. Y'all not partners. And there's no reason for her to tell you what she's already done. I agree 100% with Kristina in this moment. Y'all, like I said, y'all previous conversations wasn't even about, I'm missing the page, wasn't even about joint ventures with this particular brand. You trying to make it seem like this was your idea. Matter of fact, those were your exact words. I initiated this. No, how you initiate something that Kristina already had set up? You didn't initiate nothing. It wasn't even your idea. The brand suggested that y'all work together. That wasn't even your idea. And you just spoke for Kristina and told that brand that she could do it because y'all was cool. No, ma'am. That's not how it works. That's not how it works. And Latoya is fake. She won't say it to them, but she all in the background like, well, Kristina ain't making herself clear. She's not giving a clear explanation. She gave a very clear explanation. Yes, she did. With an example. Okay? The men decided to come up because they hear all the discussion, and Russell like, hey, what's going on? Y'all friends? What y'all hollering at each other for? So Kristina tried to explain briefly about what Kolby's issue was, and I think the reason why she explained it was for everybody, for Kolby to see, I hear you, I know what you're upset about. However, you know what I'm saying? Well, Brandon felt, well, since Russell's speaking to my wife, I'm gonna speak too. My wife always talking about I ain't defending her, so this is my moment. Look, I do believe that Brandon's intent was to be a shit starter. Brandon, in this moment, this was his chance to say, "Ooh, I get to dig in on Kolby. My wife want to support. Let's go. Let me give it to her, right? This is my moment right here. That's what I 100% believe. And Russell picked up on that shit too. Because Russell was like, dude, why you didn't say nothing to me? He was like, because it wasn't a big issue. He said, it must have been a big issue because you're bringing it up now. Why you didn't say nothing to me? Russell, you already know. Why he say nothing to you? He's scared of you. You big. Remember? But when he made the statement that Kolby was a copycat, a Kolby cat, in his words, yeah, that's when Russell knew it was an issue. That's when it became a problem. That's when it became clear. And Kolby got real offended then. Kristina didn't say nothing. She just looked at Brandon. However, at this particular point, it was between Russell and Brandon going back and forth, even though Kolby was interjecting. But Kolby has already made it known to Brandon that she did not feel Kolby was copying off of her. So yeah, his choice to take it there was very intentional in my opinion. Russell, when he came in, which I thought the men should have stayed out of a period, but when Russell came in, he was basically saying, look, y'all friends, y'all sisters, y'all should hear each other out, right? Brandon decided to point fingers, as he always do, and, you know, insinuate that Kolby is a copycat. I mean, he basically called her a stunt double. That's basically what he called her. Russell was like, really, bro? Really? You know what? Don't say shit else to my wife. You don't say shit else to my wife. And he like, we done. We out. You know, Latoya's like, I ain't about the drama. I ain't about the drama. Latoya is fake as fuck. Shut the fuck up, girl. You're fake as fuck. Ain't about the drama. Ain't about the drama. It's clear to me. This is what's going on. It's clear to me that Latoya don't like Brandon, which of course I don't either. And because of his antics or his ways, she's mad at her husband for being friends with Brandon. Okay. 2, she really don't feel it for Kristina because she feel like Kristina and Brandon owe her an apology that neither one of them offered up. So she feels some kind of way. So she's siding with Kolby without any real thought. Because if you listen to the conversation, it don't make no fucking sense that Kolby need to call up, that Kristina need to call up Kolby and say, I'm already collaborating with her. No, you can't be on it. Because if she directly told her no, you know, then it'd have been a problem too. Because then I think Latoya said, well, can she work with you on it? And Kristina's like, that's not what I plan to do. That wasn't part of her original plan. I'm not going to change my plans up because now you want to do it too. No. And now also it's a big issue against Kristina. Oh, what Kristina done? She didn't want to work with you anyway. That's the problem. See, that's what it is. There it is right there. There it is right there. You ain't trying to lift me up. All that fake ass women empowerment shit. You got to bring me up because you going up. Fuck all that. They left out of there. I was with Kristina on this one, y'all. I'm with Kristina. Y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode. Let me know what y'all thought about the beef situation. If I am putting together an event or a situation and I already got a business deal or business arrangement with somebody, and then you contacted that person and they tell you, we got a little issue here, I'm already working with somebody doing the same thing. Maybe if you can get with them, I'll work with you too. How is it my fault? How is it my responsibility to pull you in? It's not. I've already did the legwork and established this. But if you think differently, let me know down in the comment section. All right? Talk to you later. Peace.